An old, dust-covered puppet sitting on a wooden chair in a dimly lit room. Its glass eyes seem to follow the viewer. There are things in this world that should never come to life, but some things refuse to stay dead. This is the story of the puppet with a heartbeat. The story begins with Emma, a young woman who loves collecting vintage items. At a rundown estate sale, she discovers an intricately crafted puppet with porcelain skin, glassy eyes, and an unsettlingly real human-like heartbeat when held. The seller, a frail old man, warns her, "It belonged to my grandfather," the puppet chooses. Ignoring the warning, Emma buys the puppet and brings it home, placing it on a shelf in her living room. As night falls, strange things begin to happen. The soft thumping of a heartbeat echoes through the quiet house. She dismisses it as an old clock, but there are no clocks. Emma wakes in the middle of the night. The puppet is no longer on the shelf. She finds it sitting at the end of her bed, its head slightly tilted, glass eyes unblinking. She convinces herself she moved it and returns it to the shelf. The heartbeat grows louder. The walls seem to breathe with it. She begins to have nightmares, visions of shadows with marionette strings, bodies hanging, twitching. Over the next few days, Emma's life unravels. Friends avoid her calls, her job performance plummets, and her health deteriorates. The puppet appears in random places around the house. She records the night with a camera, hoping to catch sleepwalking, but instead, the footage shows the puppet crawling across the floor, its limbs bending unnaturally. Emma tries to destroy the puppet, burning it, smashing it with a hammer, but each time, it reappears on the shelf, pristine and clean, the heartbeat growing stronger. She hears whispers, "Play with me." Desperate, she researches the puppet's origins. The puppet was crafted by a puppeteer named Marcus Crowe, who was also a notorious serial killer in the early 1900s. He believed he could transfer his soul into the puppet through a ritual involving the hearts of his victims. The puppet was his vessel, keeping his soul alive through generations. Emma realizes the puppet doesn't just have a heartbeat, it has a heart. The last victim's heart, still beating, keeping Marcus alive. The puppet speaks, its mouth moving slowly, "I need a new heart." Emma tries to flee, but the house warps around her, doors slam, windows seal. The puppet's shadow stretches across the room, and it moves, strings extending from the darkness, wrapping around her wrists and ankles. Emma fights back, grabbing a knife. The puppet's glass eyes crack, and black liquid seeps out. She stabs it through the chest, and the heartbeat stops. The house falls silent. Weeks later, Emma is seen putting the puppet in a box, her hands now pale, veins darkened. As the camera zooms in, we hear a faint heartbeat. Her eyes stare blankly, and a sinister smile creeps onto her lips as she whispers, "Who will play with me next?" If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more tales.